Good morning, it's Friday and I'm printing out loads and loads of maths sheets. I put a wash on and I'm about to start up another folder for Izzy's maths. She's already filled up 3, so this is number 4. She's managing pretty well with her maths without the tutor at the moment. I think we're in more of a plain sailing topic and that's just really good timing. So her marks are all sort of 90% and upwards at the moment, which is just like, Izzy's never done this with maths ever, honestly. This is just new. She is spending a long time on it though. She's easily doing 2 hours a day and I think maybe she's just working harder, I don't know. She's doing a lot of plotting things on graphs at the moment and I think that's one of those things that's more intuitive and more graspable, isn't it? But anyway, it's going well, so I'm not complaining. Scatter graphs. Whoops, I just printed off a duplicate by mistake. Didn't notice it was all inclusive of all those lessons in one sheet. Normally you have one per lesson, so I accidentally did 2, but we'll keep it for revision. She's been doing a bit of catching up, I think. She's done that much now of her maths. That would have taken us up to Easter if we weren't behind, but look, we're not too far behind now. I think I'm going to call the maths tutor and see if she'd be happy to draw us up our next programme of work, and I'll try and convince her to let me pay her, because she didn't accept any money for it last time. She said, oh no, I was going to do it for you anyway, which was really, really kind of her, but it must have taken her a while to put it together, so I really don't mind. Good, that's sorted. Excellent. She's going to do that over the weekend and send it to us for next week. I don't think Izzy will be ready for it next week, but it'll be good to have it there ready to go for when she is. We still don't quite know what we're doing next year in the way of academic work, but what I do know is whether she's in college or at home, she's still going to be doing maths, so let's just plough on with the maths and the English. Look at that, that's just spring term, that is. But I've been condensing it down a bit more on the sheets lately, so hopefully it won't take up quite so much space in the folder next time. Getting in a bit of a muddle. Been writing the next lot of topic headings, well, I've made a start anyway. There's not quite smoke coming off the printer yet. I'm trying to get really prepared and do like loads in advance, so I don't get caught on the hop. Like occasionally I'll be up to my elbows in hot washing up water and Isabel will come down and say, Mummy, I've finished. Where's worksheet number 54? And I'm like, hang on. Then I have to sort it out, so I don't want that to happen. I'm getting slightly muddled because I'm prepping the new stuff that she hasn't done yet, while at the same time filing the old stuff that she's done, where I just hadn't quite got around to making that folder, so it was mounding up a little bit. Izzy's just gone out on her own now for a walk. I was going to go with her, but she said she'd rather go on her own, so I'm delighted, frankly, because I want her to be independent. And I'm still wading my way through all the paperwork. In case you're wondering, I tend to print things off from my phone when it comes to the maths, but I do it from the laptop sometimes. I was thinking this is probably way more time efficient doing it all in one go like this. 153. You have to scroll on this for some reason. 153. Practice questions. Yay, I have finally prepped all of that. It's taken quite a long time. And that should do her right up until the end of what would have been spring term. I tend to stick the prepped work still to be done together with this giant paper clip, and then it gets filed into the main folder when it's been done and marked. I'm going to do a bit of washing up now and hang that washing out. Oh, I'm not in shot. Hang on. Well, now I'm in shot. My phone's ringing. It's Izzy. Hello? Open the door, please. Oh, it's charming, isn't it? Somebody didn't want to touch the outside door handle and thus potentially contaminate her hands. Yeah, so I was just saying to the camera until I was rudely interrupted. That I like it when Izzy goes out for a walk on her own in a way, although I like going together as well. Going out on her own kind of gives us a bit of separation from each other, because obviously we're one-on-one in this household, which is quite an intense situation. But to be honest, she spends a lot of time in her room and I work individually in another room, and we do get a lot of space from each other as well. But when she goes out for her walk alone, I don't know, it's like a different feeling, isn't there, when you're on your own at home? And it doesn't happen very often. And it's just, I don't know, I'm able to focus more. And I don't know why, because she's in her room most of the time anyway, so it shouldn't make any difference. but less interruptions, I suppose, and less potential for interruptions. And also, when I go out later on for my walk, she'll have the house to herself as well, you see, so it's an advantage. You know, I use these baby squares as face masks. Well, I only use them once, of course, and then I carefully take them off and put them in the washing machine and wash them. If you think this might suit you for a face mask, bearing in mind you need something with a bit of friction at the back, otherwise it slips off, you can probably buy them in, you know, Boots and stuff. I just thought, you know, in the baby section, and Boots online. Muslin squares. Look, I've made a good discovery. This fits in there, look, gives it a good clean. It's the top off a drinking bottle, you know. They're always a bit awkward to clean. Good. While I'm busy washing up, Isabel, hopefully, because I've given her the job of doing it, is in her office / study room, picking up all the bits off the floor so that she can get in and give it a hoover afterwards. It's got a bit out of control again, but I can't say anything because my room was terrible when I was a kid. Oh yay, it's done. Right, I wonder if Izzy has done her bit of the work. She's not quite ready for the inspection yet, but it's better than it was. I'm not even going to film over there, that's just horrific.
No, it isn't.
Oh, can I film then?
Yeah, sure.
This is Izzy's not horrific room.
I use this for my art stuff, so that's why it's all over the place.
I've just come into my room. I'm going to bring my laptop down and set it up, and we're going to watch science lecture while we eat pancakes. It's about 3:30 now. I randomly cleaned the sink and windowsill. Izzy and I watched an old chemistry lecture. We saw it quite recently actually, but we're not averse to watching things a couple of times, and we always take more in the second time, so I don't think it's a waste of time at all. We've both gone a bit sleepy and brain dead, which sometimes happens when we get kind of into that sort of thing. But we're going to do some English now. Hopefully we can wake ourselves up a bit. How's this room tidying going? I'd say it isn't. There seem to be bits of white all over the carpet, and I think they're petals off these material flowers that Izzy had a big string of. Yes. I need to hoover, they're everywhere. I definitely need a cup of tea. Excuse me. I thought I'd better put the tea bag down before I did that. Izzy is poring over these paragraphs here carefully.
Pouring?
You're poring over
You're
them.
making me sound like a liquid.
Oh, not that kind of pouring. That was a homophone. We're doing suffixes today. We are revising suffixes. I even got the old suffix flashcards out from years gone by, and Isabella's added a couple that were missing. She's just finding some suffix-related spelling mistakes here in the text, and she's highlighting them. We've just spent the best part of an hour going through a few spelling essentials. These spelling rules, oh, they're so complicated. We've done it all before. I've been giving her some little sort of ad hoc spelling quizzes, and she's got a lot of it already, to be honest. A lot of it has stuck from previous years, and some of it hasn't. We've been talking a bit about the schwa that looks like an upside down E. That's maybe not the best illustration of it. The sound, it's the most common sound in the English language, and how on earth do you know what vowel is meant to be there if it just sounds like So there's one in balloon, there's one in Isabel, Isabel. It's an A in Isabel's case. I've got two in my name, Imogen. See, it's no wonder people can't spell my name. More schwas in these suffixes, unt and unts. Look, they sound exactly the same, but those are with E's, those are with A's. Intelligent, hesitant, intelligence, hesitance, but it's the same sound. Did just have to learn it, don't you? These endings have all got a schwa in. Shun, shun, and shun. They all sound the same. So we've been talking a bit about the end of the root word, like in optic, for instance, makes optician. Musician, music ends in a C, so that's why we know that's musician. And the professions tend to end in an AN as well. English, eh? It's a continuous effort to get Isabel engaged and not all yawning and disconnecting with this abstract type of stuff. It's a continuous case of ad hoc improv to make it relatable to something that she can relate to. So, like for the correcting the paragraphs with the spelling errors, it was so much more meaningful for Isabel if we pretended that some of her made-up characters that she draws pictures about and makes up stories about, if they had fictitiously written this as an exam submission, all of a sudden it became a lot more relatable to Isabel and had a lot more meaning. It's just little things like that. We've been looking at these words with particularly awkward double letter spellings and analysing why they are awkward, and we think it's that schwa, the sound in balloon, disappoint, different. We've got the sound all the way in these, and it makes it harder to know whether it's a double L or a single L, because if it was like say the word hopping here, it's an O sound, isn't it? It's the short vowel sound. You know that's a letter O because it makes an O sound. And when it's the short vowel sound, you know to double that consonant following it. But in hoping, for instance, it's an O sound, and you know it's an O because it's saying its name. And with the long vowel sound, you know it's a single letter. See, that's a lot easier than words like balloon, where it's not an A sound or an A sound. It's not balloon or baloon. You know, if it was one or the other, it would be more obvious. I am having a right hoo-ha with tonight's episode. It's currently 2 minutes 37, but it's supposed to be about 11 minutes, so that, This is what happened. I had a bit of leftover clip that I wasn't actually going to use 3 minutes after the end of the video, and I didn't realise it was there. I don't know how it got there. I obviously put it there. And when I uploaded the video, I was just putting the end screen elements in, and lo and behold, there was like 3.5 minutes of a blank screen with no noise, and then this little clip at the end of it. So I tried to cut it out, and you can do it in YouTube itself on the editor tool. But it turns out what I actually did was cut the whole of the rest of the video up. So now my video is due to be published in an hour and a half's time, and it is 3.5 minutes of a blank screen and then about 20 seconds of a clip of me pottering around the kitchen. So yeah, that's not very good. So I'm trying to sort it out. But whenever you make a change in it, it takes hours and hours to process it. So I think tonight's upload might be a little bit late. But it will happen. It will get published at some point. You'll have seen it by now anyway, because this is the next day. I'm just exporting it again, and I'll delete the other one once it's up. It's the evening and I am now cooking, and Isabel, I don't know if she's still doing it, but she was on Skype with her friend, and the pair of them, you could hear them roaring with laughter. I don't know what they were talking about. I'm in the process of mucking up dinner. It's a ricey jollop with bits of veg in at the moment. I was going to put some tinned mackerel in it, but what I don't want, because I've done too much as always, what I don't want is stinky mackerel rice left over till tomorrow. So I think I'm going to pull some of it out and put it in there, and then have a different meal with red kidney beans tomorrow, and then just have maybe 2/3 of this with mackerel, maybe something like that. But the rice wasn't quite done, so I added more water, and now it's turned into a soup, and I'm just hoping it's all going to absorb into the rice and make a nice delicious risotto type thing. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.